live and all right, here it goes. We're live. Video. Why is it set? Oh God, hold up. Hold up. I don't know why I say set to private. Great. Great. Hold on. Hold up. I think we're there.
I don't see my mute, Miss Tiffany.
That's all right. Hey, y'all. I think it's on. It's live, but I think it's private, which I don't know how. Oh, they can hear. Great. All right, you ready to go? We live.
Hey, what's going on? I'm sorry. What's happening, people? Anybody in here yet?
Open up your YouTube with another stream. You can see it. Juju's in the chat.
Okay, I can see Miss Juju.
There you go.
I can also hear myself. So,
that's why you gotta mute out on YouTube.
All right. Hey, what's happening, baby? This is first episode of the Space Age Africans Astronomy Club, and we are live tonight, doing some live viewing, you know. So welcome to the club. Welcome to the club. I want to start off by introducing myself. You know me, Anthony Bowman, Space Age African. And this is what I love to do. You know, I love to view the night sky. So I want to bring you along on that journey with me. And what we'll be using tonight is, I guess you could say, my main go-to rig. It is a Celestron C6, which is a Smith Cassegrain on a what we would call HEQ 5 Pro made by Skywatcher mount. So let's get it in. Let's see what we got. We're gonna start out with the Andromeda galaxy. So we got the mount slewing to the Andromeda galaxy. And welcome to you, my sister, Miss Juju. Appreciate you for coming on with me.
Mm-hmm.
But looking at Andromeda, this here one for you, Kent, whenever you get a chance to check this out. So what's happening now, can y'all see my screen? Hopefully you can. But we are slewing to...
Sorry to interrupt, but before you go too far, because there was some confusion, we might want to give people a few minutes to get in. We got 11 watching. Maybe post the link in the Discord. I posted it on the other pseudo killer channels. You know, because we had the show scheduled on StreamYard. So I posted it over there, just trying to wait for maybe a few more people to join us. So you won't have to be redundant or whatnot. I mean, it's all up to you though.
Oh yeah, well, since we were live, I was just putting it out there. It's being recorded, but I do apologize. That's all the confusion is on me. That's my fault. I take that. I know what I'm doing now. So if the next one will be a whole lot smoother. But I apologize, Miss Juju, and to you and Miss Tiffany for getting that crossed up.
I don't need no apology. I just want to get some people in the room. You feel me? So your work
Yeah,
won't, go in vain. That's all. And
I'm
I don't
with
need
you.
no apology.
I appreciate you.
Sorry,
I
I'm
really
tearing up this Wendy's.
Okay, we have gotten lined up with Andromeda, and that's what that is in the center of the screen there, the center of the galaxy itself. So what we're gonna do is take some live shots of it and see what kind of detail we can bring out of it. So let's try that. And yeah, I do understand what you're saying though, Miss Juju. I wanna, get people in here, but get them a chance to get them. But I love talking about this, so I can repeat it. It's not a problem. I can go on and on and on about this in this subject here. So, most definitely. But I got a project I'm working on as well that I'm gonna be shooting later on tonight. Actually, all night long, it'll be shooting. So after this is over, I'll still be doing it. All right, we got our first stack to come in, so you can start to see a little more detail. You can see some bands there in the middle. And if you look directly down, you see a smudge there. That's another galaxy right there. And I'll show y'all in a minute how I check my work. And I use Stellarium to do that. So we'll see that. I'll show you guys that in a minute. Now here to the right, that's the exposure time counting down. So each exposure is 30 seconds long. And we're counting, we're gonna take, I didn't set a number of how many exposures I wanted to take. And this is to do the live shooting. This is where you would, set your exposure time, which is 30 seconds. We're taking light frames, and where it says stack duration, I have no limit. You can change that to, well, I have to stop it, but you can change that to whatever number you want. So I have it at no limit. So it'll just continue stacking, taking pictures and stacking. So we have 4 stacked. And now you can actually, can you see them bands coming in there across them dark lines there?
I see it. I absolutely do see it.
Yeah. So this is basically what you have to do to get the details that you want. The more exposures you take, the better your final result will come out. So with this computer that I have hooked up to my telescope, it's actually doing what I would have to do on my computer. I would take all these exposures, run them through a system, a program, and it compresses them and stacks them all together, which brings out that finer detail. And it's doing it in real time instead of me taking the pictures and then having to go in the morning and do that whole process. But that doing it that way is better. this is kind of, it's kind of shabby looking. I would have to do a lot of cropping around the edges and stuff, just to get the actual quality. I'd have to do a lot of work with this. I'd have to add some calibration frames and just a whole bunch of stuff. But it is neat. It cuts the processing time down, and it's good for things like this, being able to share with you guys. This is, to me, the best thing ever. It's amazing. But you can actually see that right up, down, you look towards the bottom of the picture frame. Let's see. Yeah, that's a galaxy right there.
I see it.
You have all the other ones, those are stars, and then this right here is a galaxy. You see everything else around it is pretty circular, but it's fuzzy. And what I would do is go to Stellarium. Now, this is the app Stellarium. I go here to, basically check what I got going. So we're looking at Andromeda, and you can see that's the galaxy that I was showing you at the bottom right here. And this is the one at the top. You can see some of those bands. Sorry about that. You can see some of those bands coming through there. So let's look at the photo again. There's the galaxy there at the bottom. There are the dust lanes going across the front of the galaxy. And there's the fuzzy one. Now I can show you a picture that I took a while back. This was of Andromeda with a different telescope. And here we go. I took this picture here. Man, this one was tough. It was a different mount. The telescope was too heavy for the mount, so I had to readjust it like every 30 seconds. I had to readjust line it up so it wouldn't, to try to keep it from being blurry. And I did that for, man, over 1,000 exposures, dude. So it took me like maybe 2.5 nights. But it was a different telescope. But they all line up, so that's basically what I do and how I get, the pictures that I need for the Astronomy Club catalog. It's what I love to do. I love sharing it. It's just, that's my journey. And it excites me, especially, like Miss Juju, when we do our shows, I really enjoyed it because I love talking about it. I love the engagement. When you asking me questions and when we're putting the shows together, that kind of drives me. So this is what I love to do. This is who I am. This is where I'm comfortable at. When it comes down to who we are, what's our makeup, and I just love answering the questions, so I love it. So, you got anything, any kind of requests you want to see anything, Miss Juju?
Nah, I'm I'm just sitting quietly at the front of the class, taking it all in.
I'm gonna okay, I'm gonna set some. I had to change some stuff up. So everything I need to do with this, I can do it right here from, this tablet. And that's what I love about this equipment that I have. Like I say, we're using a ASI Air Mini is the computer that controls it all. So I'm getting ready to look at some galaxies. I got a project I'm working on. Last night I was shooting what is it? I think it's called the Owl Nebula. It's pretty cool. It's a planetary nebula. It's what's actually going to happen to our sun when it runs out of helium. It's just going to blow itself off the outer layers, and we're gonna be, that's going to be the end of the solar system. Oh, that's why I want to go right here. Show you what I was doing last night. So this right here is the Owl Nebula. That's a star like our sun, and it's come to the end of its life. So it's what you would call, has become a planetary nebula. There's going to be a white dwarf in the middle of it, right there in the center. But it's no longer fusing hydrogen. So the hydrostatic equilibrium is gone. So the gas floats away. There's no more, gravity is not strong enough to keep it, to hold it. So it just blows off. And that's what that is now. Once I get, more pictures, stack them together, clean it up, you'll be able to see it a little bit better. But that's what I was doing last night. I'm gonna finish that up tonight, probably after I get off of here. But I wanna let's see. I need to change my cameras over. So I'm gonna stop sharing. And
Any questions from the audience? Like I'm reading the chat, so ask away and
okay,
I'll be happy to ask Anthony.
most definitely. Okay. And let me.
Sir
Yeah,
says amazing work.
I appreciate it. Appreciate it. Yeah, it's this getting these telescopes, man. Getting into that. That's it's really worth it. It's it's a humbling experience. Like we're sitting up looking at Andromeda, and that's a galaxy that's just like our galaxy. So you have planets, you have stars, you have black holes, you have, there's no reason to believe that none of that is there. But for all we know, someone could be on a planet just like Earth going around the sun in that galaxy with a telescope looking at us, for all we know. You don't know. But the possibility is great, So to me, that's amazing. And to be able to actually see this stuff, man, it don't get no better than that. And ancient cultures, you know, they all, at least the ones that we know of, they all have, you know, astronomical stories, or they all watched and recorded the night sky. So that's a human thing. You know, it's not one set of people's doing anything. It's a human endeavor. The night sky is there for everyone to enjoy.
Yeah, so let's go back into it, like what our ancestors in particular, how they watch the night sky. Can you do that demonstration again with the drinking gourd for the audience?
Oh yeah. Give me 1 second.
Take your time. Taking y'all back in time. Gonna show y'all real quick how they made it from the south to the north. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, like we were doing
Runaway
last.
slaves, Harriet
Yeah,
Tubman. Yeah,
I
that
got.
part.
I'm
That
switching these.
part.
I'm switching over my cameras. So
Take your
one.
time. Just want to thank everybody for joining us here tonight, old and new. We appreciate it. Yeah, this is a type of real science. You know, just like with farming and agriculture, community gardens, hint, hint, Chilimwe, real science. You feel me? These are things that we can actually, you know, take and attempt ourselves, right?
Indeed. Yes, ma'am.
So share with our children things that are advantageous, beneficial, you know.
Okay, let me get my screen share going.
Even how sailors, you know, get lost at sea. They can navigate with the stars. It helps. What up,
Okay.
Tika?
Now, we're in Stellarium, and I advise everyone, you know, you need to get down with that Stellarium. I can sit here and look at this app for hours. Don't even realize it. Just studying the sky. But okay, here we have the Big Dipper, and you know, it's referred to, I believe. Did you say the drinking gorge, Miss Juju?
Mm-hmm.
It's a very prominent constellation. You can't miss it when you look to the north.
Let
And
me
it's
look
some
it
of
up
the
real quick to make
it's
sure I'm accurate. But one of them is the drinking gourd. I figured it was that one, the Big Dipper. But
it's
keep continue talking.
yeah, I can't remember. I remember Corey telling us
I'm
about
looking
it.
it up. Don't worry about it. Keep going.
I got you. But you can't miss this one. It's some of the brightest stars in the sky. And when you come out and look towards the north, a little bit northeast, you can see it. Now, if you pay attention to the top 2 stars, what I have in that box there, those 2 stars always point to the North Star. This is the star that Harriet Tubman navigated her way.
It was the Big Dipper. The Big Dipper is the drinking gourd.
Okay.
Specifically.
This is the Big Dipper, which is an asterism within the constellation of Ursa Major.
Anthony, what is an
And
asterism?
an asterism is a group of stars that are within a constellation. So Ursa Major is the constellation. You see all those stars with the lines pointing. See those? All those stars make up Ursa Major, the constellation. But the drinking gorge, which forms the back of the bear and the tail, would be called an asterism, because it's like its own object within an object, kind of like the click within the click. You know what I'm saying? So That's
Or
what
how
an
you said
asterism
it,
is.
you said cities within states or states within
Okay.
some.
Yeah. Now what I like to do for me, the constellation, the night sky is like a map. So you have all these different constellations. Like Ursa Major is a constellation. And I like to say the constellations would be like the states. If you look at a United States map, and all the stars that make up the constellation would be the cities within the state. And that's how you locate certain objects. Okay, take for instance, Andromeda. The Andromeda galaxy, it lies within the Andromeda constellation. So you see the outline of the constellation. Andromeda, the galaxy right here, it lies within, so it's in that state. And these stars, which make up part of the constellation, would be the cities. So when you look at this star right here, this star is called New Andromeda. For me, excuse me?
This is the one that has a trapezium cluster. Did I get it right this time?
Yeah, you got the word right, but the trapezium is in
Oh,
Bobby's nebula.
nebula. Yeah, I got
Yeah.
the wrong. Yeah, but I got the
So,
word right.
oh, you good? Yeah, you got the word right.
Trapezium cluster.
So,
That's in the nebula, Orion Nebula. Sorry, y'all. Wrong. Continue.
but
Was excited.
this star, which makes up part of the constellation, is called New Andromeda. So for me, in my understanding, the galaxy Andromeda is in the suburbs of New Andromeda. And it makes it easy for me, to find, here's another clue on how to get Andromeda. The right next to Andromeda is a constellation called Cassiopeia. And you can see these stars, they're pretty bright in the sky. They look like a W. If you go outside right now, look towards the northwest, you'll see it. And that star at the point there, it points right to where Andromeda lies. So that's another way to, if you can see that, you can draw a line from this star in Cassiopeia, which is called Shadar. And a lot of these stars named, they're Arabic. You find a lot of Arabic, I can't remember the time period or whatever, but the Arabics were really good. I think that's who they were, but they were really good at recording the night sky, and a lot of stars and things that they're named after in Arabic names. But that's one way. But that helps me, like I said, using the night sky like a map of the United States helps me to find certain things in the sky, and with direction as well. It helps me out a lot. Now, here's what Miss Juju is talking about.
I like it to say it again. The trapezium cluster.
Yeah, it's
Let me
kind of
stop.
bright, but
It's super bright. Damn.
yeah, it's one of the brightest objects in the sky.
Yeah, where my Ray-Bans at?
It's
Yeah,
you
them
can
three
actually
dots right there, right? Ain't that part of
yeah,
like, oh, that's part is built, but that's part of the trapezium cluster, ain't it?
yeah, that's the belt right there.
Mm-hmm.
The trapezium cluster
It's
lies
below.
within the Orion Nebula.
Mm-hmm.
So it's in here, but it's so bright. Let me see if I can.
That's so bright.
Yeah. But Stellarium is a great tool, you
Yeah,
guys.
boy.
I mean, if you
just wanted to say that word. Trapezium.
get familiar with Stellarium, and it'll take you a long way. Seriously. Now let me see about.
Peace, Gemini. What up, sis?
So if we have any, let me know if we have any requests in there, Ms. Juju.
Peace, chef friend.
But I'm going to
Yeah, what y'all questions? Or do y'all have any requests for what y'all want us to look up? Please and thank you.
and I can go back through what I'm doing. It's not a problem. Well, I'm about to anyway, because I'm finna switch targets. Let me see.
Mungo says that star Shadar is a hypergiant star.
Is it? That's what's up.
You heard of Mongo. He said that's what's up. What up, Zane? Zane said all these words sound familiar.
Let's see.
I mean, the drinking gourd, that definitely should sound familiar. What, Polaris? And things like that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
African American history. That's that cultural continuity. Those are things that glue history together, right? When Abbo said we ain't got no history, but things connect, and we can
indeed.
make connections using things like astronomy, right? So
Yeah. I mean, like I said,
can't deny it.
all cultures, ancient cultures, and even today,
Yep.
use astronomy. They use the night sky. You know what I'm saying? So, and it doesn't change in a lifetime. It takes millions of years for the night sky to actually change to where it'll make a difference. We'll notice it.
Mhm.
So
We got a request.
what you got?
Gemini, the goddess wants you to find the Gemini stars.
Okay, I don't think Gemini is out tonight. Let's see. Let's see what time Gemini rises.
Peace, Sakina Ra. Hey. Well, y'all missed my debut on TikTok today. It wasn't my first time, actually. It's about my third or fourth on the panel. Boy, I barbecued some elbows today. Lord.
Hey,
it was good. It was good, too. Zane, you would have been proud of me.
oh, the moon is sitting in Gemini.
Uh-oh, the moon in Gemini. Oh.
Yeah, that's gonna make it tough to get, because the moon is kind of bright tonight. It's over 50% full. I mean,
Can you show us on Stellarium first? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I can show it.
Some of us don't know what Gemini look like, what it is.
Yeah, that I can do. That's not a problem.
Gemini, is that your other request? Pollux and Castor?
Castor, Pollux.
Pollux and Castors. Oh shit, Gemini know his stuff. Don't make me send you this link, girl. Shoot.
Here we go, right here. That's Pollux. So here's the constellation.
I don't see nothing. You share your screen? I don't see nothing.
Oh no, my bad. Let me get back to sharing.
My
Come bad.
On. I see you standing on the moon. I don't see no stars. Here in Hawaii, y'all. I'm just kidding. Yeah, so that's something I think is it Moya McTeer? She talked about like a lot of the stars or astronaut or constellations or whatnot, they have like, they are in Arabic, quite a few and things like that. Yeah.
So here's the
Peace,
constellation of Gemini. So you can see that, right?
Oh.
And you can see where it said,
Oh, that's
you see the moon. So the moon is right there in Gemini. So it'll be kind of hard
Oh, I see
because the
it.
moon's so bright. The
Oh,
moon,
oh, I see Pollux and Castor now. Okay, thank
yeah.
you, Gemini.
Hey,
All
that's
right.
that's Pollux and Castor Troy from Face Off. You ever seen that movie Face Off?
No. Oh,
With,
yeah, with Nicolas Cage.
yeah.
Yeah, that's a good movie now. Oh, okay,
Yeah.
that's where they get it from.
Yeah, his name was Castor, remember, and his little brother was Pollux.
Oh, that's cute. All
But
right.
these are all the stars that make up Gemini. You got Alhena. Most of them are numbers. You got Wasat. All these different stars, they make up the constellation. Because the lines, when you look at it on Stellarium, you see the lines that connect the stars. That's what makes up
What
the
was that little
constellation.
thick green thing floating at the bottom? It went up.
Those are satellites.
Oh, okay. That's cute. Oh, there's
That's
another
Starlink.
one. Oh, there is.
I think
Okay,
that
okay, okay. Oh, that's cute.
yeah, it shows satellites and it shows everything that's in the night sky that we can see on this
Oh,
app.
look at
And
Stellarium.
uh,
Stellarium's where it's at.
now they have a free version. The free version you won't get all that, but it's a one-time fee of $20. I paid $20 one time. You know what I'm
You
saying?
mean a lifetime, one lifetime fee of $20, and you
You
got
pay that
Stellarium?
20 bucks one time and you get access to everything over 200,000 objects in the sky.
I mean, that's a good deal. Shoot,
So
beat that.
so this for you, Miss Gemini.
Yeah,
This
Mongo,
is
that was a satellite. It might be a little time delay, so I'm like reading the chat on YouTube, but I'm in the yeah. Mongo said, okay, I was about to say, there goes the will, the mother cat. You funny.
but yeah,
Mongo,
that's a
shout out.
satellite there.
That
So let's see what we
was
got.
funny.
I got okay. I need to get this back right. And then I can get back into Stellarium. I'm gonna let
That's
this
fine. But
take in some.
I'm gonna tell them a couple of so besides Stellarium, I never had the Stellarium. I used to have Star Walk. That was pretty decent.
Yeah, I had that one too. That was a good one, Miss Juju.
I think they had Sky Map. Like, you know what I'm saying? There are lots of tools that does what Stellarium do, but I've also heard a lot of people who use Stellarium and really like it. So, and Stellarium looks good, but the other ones are good too. And I always had the free version, so y'all can just like, do the do the free versions of all the apps and see which one you like the best. You feel me? But we taking requests. It's the request line. Ah, yeah. Gemini said, thank you, Anthony.
Oh, my pleasure. That's what this is all about. You know, learning the night sky, getting an understanding of what we're seeing in the night sky, so we don't get, no one can take advantage of us.
And can
I
y'all
mean,
please drop Anthony's Cash App in there one more time? Please hit that Cash App. This is him doing this stuff live with his telescope. We finna get back into it. He had done a little bit earlier, but now we got a few more people in the room. You feel me? Kind of got a little confused. I was a little confused, actually, my bad. But we got it together. You feel me? Good evening,
oh
everybody.
yeah. Like I said,
Look, that little show's still up. Let me see if anybody in the chat waiting. Oh, sorry, Sakina, you was over there. Sakina, tell me if can you see the link that I put in the chat over there for over here? Because, I'm gonna make sure everybody can see that link. I'm gonna do it one more time. Good evening, everybody. Oh, dang. You can hear me? You feel me? So if they run over there, then they can just run over here. Wow.
Yeah, tell them to come on over here. I
Come
apologize
on over. Come
for the
on
mix up, but
over. It's all good. That thumbnail
got
pretty
together.
though. Hey, let me stop. I'm tripping. Them space age Africans. Bling, bling.
This is, like I
Don't
say, the
show
best
your
thing.
screen.
This the best thing ever to me. Being able to, you know, just look up in the night sky.
Mm-hmm.
Best thing ever. Don't get no better than that.
Let me
And
see
to
if I
be
can be
able
on two things at
to,
once. I'm gonna try something right now. Let's just see. Let me see. Let me see. I'm gonna mute and then I'm gonna try something. See if I connect. Oh, I lost it. Oh, damn. Can you hear me?
we can,
Can you hear me?
yeah.
Okay. There we go.
So, okay. So to everyone, if there's anyone who just getting in, I want to welcome you to the Space Age Africans Astronomy Club live stream. So what we're doing is this is the setup I'm using at the moment, you know, to take my pictures for the astronomy club. And what we have here is the telescope itself is a Celestron C6 Schmidt-Cassegrain. It has a 6-inch aperture, and the aperture is basically the size of your telescope, so it's 6 inches. There on the top is a TPO 180 millimeter telescope, which I'm using as a guide scope. And that's a camera, an ASI 185 monochrome camera that I'm using as my guide camera. And what that does is when I switch to a target, it locks onto certain stars and keep those stars lined up so that I can take long exposure pictures. What's happening, man? And that's how you bring out the detail in your photos. Okay, at the other red at the back of the Celestron camera, that's a camera as well at the back of the Celestron telescope. That is a ASI 533 MC Pro. And it's a color cooled camera. So it's a little bigger because it has a fan on it that keeps the camera sensor at a -4 degrees. And I'll show you all that in a few minutes. And there, it's all mounted sitting on a HEQ 5 Pro mount. And that's a pretty good, mount. It's perfect for this size telescope. It's rated at carrying capacity of 30 pounds. I think this telescope weighs about 10 pounds. And, with the cameras and the other guide scope, I'm probably pushing about 12 pounds on the mount. So it tracks pretty good. I can get up to, with this telescope at the focal length that I get, it's a 1500 millimeter focal length with I have a focal reducer on it, which brings it down to about 900 millimeters focal length. It does pretty good at about 2 minutes to 3 minute exposures. Now, the focal length of a telescope, it's basically how close up you can get to the objects that you're looking at. So the higher the number you're here, or the jargon would be the longer the focal length. So this telescope here is 1,500 millimeters focal length. So that's pretty good for looking at planets, very small and faint objects. It's not good for some, like Andromeda. We were looking at Andromeda through my guide scope, because if I put Andromeda, if I look at Andromeda through the C6, I'm only going to get the center of the galaxy. That's it. I'm not going to be able to get the whole thing. But for things that are millions of light years away, you know, it does pretty good. And like I said, I can get up to about 2-minute exposures. Now that little red box there, that's what makes everything happen. That red box is called the ASI Air Mini, and it allows me to do what we're doing tonight, you know, to bring all of this to you. So here's what the layout looks like. All right, I have this is the a picture of when you go to a target, it gives you a 3-second snapshot of what you're looking at. So to the right, you see that green clock there that's counting down. That's my exposure time. So we got about 10 seconds till the next exposure is ready. Then we'll actually see what we're looking at. Let's see what's happening, what we got. Oh, that's not good. Okay, so what I'll do when I get this situation, I just stop it and realign it. I gotta get my guiding together first. So we're slewing back to the target to put it back in the center of the screen. And once it gets, you know, it does what it, you know, does its thing, we'll get the guiding going back correctly. So it's slewing. Now it's, like I said, just validating to see if it's in the center. And what it does is it takes a series of pictures and compares it to its memory bank. And where it says solving, it's doing a process called plate solving. It's figuring out where it's at in the night sky by those photos. So, you know, that's just part of the process. I'll tell you what, though, it's a whole lot easier than trying to do it manually. You know, that's kind of tough there. And I can say that because I've been there. I've done that, you know, manually with my big telescope, the Dobsonian. You have to point it everywhere you want to look. And this is another way that I like to get to my targets. I actually use this way better because I can see what I want to do. Like the red box is where the telescope is actually pointing. The blue box is where you want it to point. So, I'm sorry, the blue box is the telescope and the red box is, you know, your camera, where you want it to go. So we put it there. It'll line those two. The blue box is where you want it to point.
Anthony,
So,
will you get a minute? I got some questions.
I'm sorry.
Damn. I'm sorry. I ain't. I'm nuts. Don't mind me. But I got a question from the chat real quick. Like,
okay, go ahead. I'm letting it do this.
Valisa be sharp. Thank you, sis. So I'm just making sure I miss Anthony. Can you show Sirius A to prove Sirius B is not visible? That's a good one, Ronald. He's so smart.
Okay, let me see if I can. Yeah, let's do that. Let's see what happens. Let me check.
Mungo said, why you doing that? Mungo said, from now on, Ant is the one who will lead the intergalactic traveling missions. LOL. I'm convinced.
Yeah, we see what they don't know is we astro project in the night. Goddamn me, they got us messed up. Forgive me for my
Not the astro projection. What up, Fontaine? Peace, family.
Yeah, we astro project in the night.
Yeah, that's a pretty awesome piece of equipment you got there, Anthony. I'm just saying, it's beautiful. What is that, velvet? Now let me stop.
Appreciate it
Lisa,
though.
I don't see the other question. I only saw that one. But if I missed it, y'all just ask it one more time if you don't mind. Like I'm
I
looking.
don't
Is that
I
side
don't know
moving?
if I'm
I
gonna
got
be able
the
to
satellite
focus in
question
on
all right.
this, but we're gonna give it
Oh,
a
that's
try.
pretty. What is that right there? Oh, that's
That's
pretty.
serious.
Oh, baby.
It's a big star. Sirius
Ooh.
Sirius is a serious star. It's,
Pun intended, right?
you dig?
Yes, sir.
Let's see what happens. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to focus in on it though, because it's nah. It's gonna be. I ain't gonna be able to get serious because where my telescope is, it's behind. You know, it's blocked by the house, so I won't be able to get that. I'm sorry, Miss Lisa. Who asked that question, Miss Juju? I'm sorry.
Ronald Birkins about series.
Runner Birkins. I'm sorry, but we'll pull it up on. Let's see what Stellarium. What it look like on Stellarium.
When you have time, it would be interesting to know Anthony and Juju's origin story of their interest in astronomy. Ronald, what's yours? What's your origin story? Shoot. I like the pseudo origin story, actually. No, the pseudo people say we stardust because even though they got it mixed up, there's some relevance to it. They just got the facts kind of warped a little bit, because your elements they come from the stars, right? And if it wasn't for the elements, then there wouldn't even be um it wouldn't be the correct like kind of like biodiversity or the chemical reactions within nature to even evolve a species. You feel me? Don't they say even like viruses, maybe, intergalactical, Anthony? But anyway,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like, part of our DNA is viruses and you need all that. You feel me? You just so here it is. The reason why we are even here is because it's like the right elements at the right time, you know what I'm saying, got together and boom, voila, you got like evolution of species and humans. You feel me over time. So the Stardust story is kind of cool because it's kind of some truth to it, just not how people tell it though. You feel me? If that make any sense. If I made any sense. What about
Yeah.
you?
That's that's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
That's
What,
it's people telling it the wrong way, Like you
mm-hmm.
say, we we're understanding the process of how we got here, what
I got you, Sakina, just a moment.
we're understanding that process now, through stellar evolution,
Mm-hmm.
and our chemical makeup and the origins of those chemicals comes from, through stellar evolution. So It's
Mhm.
it's a great story, but you know, for me, all of that came later. It was since a kid, just wondering what are all those little dots up there, you know, and as I would get older, as I got older, I would notice that in certain times of the year, I could see certain groups of stars
Mhm.
because it was just something. What is that, and why is that? And that was something that's been driving me since I was a kid, still is to this day. You know, I didn't know what I was looking at.
Mhm.
I saw Andromeda. I didn't know what it was.
That's dope.
I could see that little smudge, but I could tell it was different from everything else, but I didn't know what it was. I could see Orion. I could see that. And it's,
Mhm.
you know, why is it fuzzy and everything else is like pristine point? You know, it was just amazing to me. So that's where it started at for me when I was young. And
Nah, but he wanted you to give like an origin story of like a certain culture and time. You know what I'm saying? How they have origin stories, based off the stars and things like that, stellar movement or whatnot. Like the
oh,
Dogon in particular. And the only reason
oh
why
yeah,
and the only reason why I didn't name the Dogon is because that story is not is so they it looks like that's actually not so much of Dogon culture. Like it's too early. And one, it's so most origin stories, they might not be, 100%, but that one is actually a little bit fallacious because here's my problem with the Dogon story. Out of all the things in the night sky that you actually can see, that would be more logical for any people group to point out. You're gonna point out one that we can't even see hardly with equipment. Like it just don't make no sense. Like that's just weird. You know what I'm saying? And so that would be my least favorite. I could tell you that just because it doesn't really have any cultural continuity to it at all. And we know this for a fact now. But people can keep believing the lie. But I want to know what your favorite origin story is, Ronald. If you could put it in the chat. Um, but I got one more question for you, Anthony, from Sakina, real
mm-hmm.
quick. She want to know exactly where is your telescope located at your house. Is it like upper or lower level of the house, or is it in or outside?
It's outside. I keep mine outside. It's I keep it on the sidewalk so it's it's level, or either in the driveway when I'm using it. So I can't. I never use it in the house. No, I never. Leave it. I try to leave it outside as much as possible because, especially in the wintertime, because if you take it in the house, it's gonna get the temperature is everything. So
Mm-hmm.
when you bring it outside and it's cold, you're gonna have to wait for the your glass or your mirror to get acclimated to the outside temperature. And same thing when you take it in the house. So, and in the summertime, it's cooler in the house because you got your air conditioner on when it's warmer outside. I know here in Texas, in the summertime, we can be it can be 90 degrees at midnight. You know what I'm saying? And your telescope been inside at 68, 70 or whatever. When you come outside, it's gonna take about an hour before you can actually really use it because your glass is gonna fall.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, I just leave it outside so it's always acclimated to the outside temperature. I mean, I have a garage as well, so I can put it in the garage or just I can pull it out and start using it. I don't have to waste that time on letting it get set up, get acclimated, and then
Mm-hmm.
start using it.
Don't
You
forget
know,
to show your share your screen, Anthony. We just see you on the moon again.
oh,
Just,
I'm
just
sorry.
it's okay. Just give people something to look. You know how I am about
Yeah,
visual. You feel
I'm
me?
I'm tripping.
You know. But Ronald, I
Yeah,
think Ronald said, understood, love your individual stories. Your deep interest in astronomy came from questions about our place in the universe. I appreciate it. I don't know. I mean, younger, I wasn't even thinking about the universe. You know what I'm saying? Like you only know Earth and you see the stars. I think my fascination came more from movies. Like I was a huge Star Trek fan. What was that other show? Space Hawk or something like that. I used to love him. Dune. That was one of my favorite movies, and that was kind of like an intergalactic empire type movie. You feel me? And
yeah,
I guess I was weird because I wasn't shot up head over heels for Star Wars. Though it's a good series, I was into other type of space intergalactics, uh, sci-fi type stuff. But for me, it's also, understand a little bit of history and, understanding the drinking gourd. And I'm from the South. So, like as a Girl Scout going camping, it wasn't a lot of light pollution. So you can see all that stuff. So we were just like, as children, one of the things, especially the group of children I was around, or the people in Girl Scouts, was learning the constellations. You feel me? And I mean, I used to
hmm
be able to, point out the Big Dipper, the Little Dipper. I could point out all kinds of stuff in the night sky. You get what I'm saying? So that's kind of, before I even got to our place in the gal of the universe, my head wasn't even going that far. You feel me? I didn't realize there was anything outside of the night sky. You understand? So I
yeah,
don't know if I can say that far, but I understand how, as far as people groups and humans, how that developed again. Um, Ronald said his
it's
would be not the playa, how ancient man came to realize that they could use the movement of stars to predict things happening on Earth. Yeah, that's dope. Yeah, 100.
yeah. That to me. That's amazing. And
Mhm.
you were speaking about the Dogon. Well, they actually did, use the night sky, and I can't remember that source. I got it. I remember when we were doing the Dogon thing, Chavis had put it in one of the chats, and it talked about the Dogon using the Pleiades constellation to,
Mm.
to track the night sky and to get an understanding of when to plant. You know what I'm saying? So what you can do, like, okay, you can go out on the spring equinox and you can look up at the night sky and see what certain stars are located in a certain spot, and they would know that it's time to plant. Now, how
Mhm.
did they know it was the spring equinox?
Mhm.
Well, the spring equinox, we know if you follow the sun rises 1 degree in the sky after the winter solstice. So from December, we know it is December 25th to December 25th. It's like the sun, when it reaches its highest point in the sky, it's at one level for 3 days. And then it's each day after it rises up. And also, you can record the amount of daylight that you're witnessing versus darkness.
Mhm.
And those are equal. You know what I'm saying? So that's how they were able to use what they saw in the sky to survive. And for me, that's what's up. Damn all the other nonsense, crazy, just what people be saying and putting on them.
Right.
And let's just keep it 100 and celebrate them for what they did as far as it comes to surviving. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
That was their frame of mind, is for survival, nothing else, nothing that we think. Like the stuff that we be projecting on ancient people groups or populations is weird, right? They was
It's
trying to
crazy.
leave you. Because what's the joke? What's the running joke? Nature is always trying to kill us.
Always. If you're not careful,
You're not
nature
careful,
will
it's
get
gonna get you. So yeah, those people were trying to survive. And we talk about this. We talked about this a little bit last night on the Brain Show, about cultures and just the things that they had to do to build civilization, right? First, you have to be able to produce food that would feed a multitude, literally. And I ain't trying to get biblical on y'all, but you know what I'm saying? But that's how you establish, your small people groups in established areas, right? Where they don't have to keep being, nomadic tribes moving here and fro for food. And that's where it starts. And then you grow from there. Then you worry about
yeah.
building permanent structures and
Hmm.
whatnot. And then technology comes out of necessity or serendipity. We spoke on that. You feel me? So, um, yeah, but that's dope. That's dope. I'm just
Most
saying.
definitely. And I mean, to me, it's just it's messed up, man. When we do things like that to the ancient cultures,
Hmm.
trying to hold them to our standards that we got today,
Yeah,
and all that kind of stuff. Making them embellishing their accomplishments when the accomplishments are already major. For
yeah,
their time. I
correct.
mean, we just imagine, what it was like if you were one of those back then building those monuments at Naphtha Playa. Can you?
Mhm.
I mean, I can just imagine how proud those people were. You know what I'm saying? In their endeavor, what they were setting
Mhm.
out to do. You know what I'm saying? They didn't have telescopes and all this kind of stuff that we have, but where we are today started there, and everything needs a starting point. Everything. You know what I'm saying?
Roger
So,
that.
man, celebrate them for what they accomplished. That's for me. That's the most important thing. Celebrating them for what they accomplished, and not trying to put our standards on what they had to do to survive.
What you're doing right now, Anthony, this is actually your telescope looking at the night sky. Am I correct?
Yes. Now there's a galaxy. You can barely see it because it was a short exposure. But I'm up here at the top left corner, that little graph right there.
Mm-hmm.
It was it was going kind of wild on me.
Got
So
it.
I had to make an
Adjustment.
adjustment with my scope, my tracking. And what I did is here down here at the bottom where it says Sidrill,
Mm-hmm.
I had to change that in the guiding speed, that point. I put it on, I had to slow it down a little bit because it was going crazy. But remember, I was telling you guys, see, I don't know what's going on with it, but it's that blue line there.
Yeah.
It's jumping around. See, I don't know what the deal is with that, but
It's
for the most part,
aliens. It's
I just
alien. No, stop. I'm just kidding, y'all.
my, the Most High putting some on me, so I
The
don't tell.
most high. Oh.
But it does that every once in a while.
Okay.
Remember, I was saying like those numbers there on, you want them to be under 2. For some
Correct.
odd reason, my right ascension and the declination, those are the ways that the telescope moves.
Okay.
And I can see that my little guide star is outside of it's moving back in though, so it's coming back.
Yeah,
But it
science
does
takes time, y'all. Things you just can't rush through it. Take
it
time
does
to
that
you.
for some odd reason. I don't know why, and it'll give you a jacked up picture. So I See, watch this picture come in. It's gonna be jacked up, like the other one was. I don't know why it's doing that, but I see it's back. It's back on track now.
Sakina say, can we see the moon or did I miss it?
You know what? I'll have it set up. I'll get it set up for the moon for tomorrow. Because for the moon, I have to use a different telescope. And because that's one of those where I was speaking about the focal length. The focal length on the telescope, it determines how close you can get to the object that you're looking at. And that the telescope I got on right now, it has a 1500 millimeter focal length. So it's gonna put us, I have to change everything on it because I won't be able to get the moon in focus with what I got set up on there now.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? But this is the galaxy that I'm about to start. I'm trying to shoot now. And I tried to get the moon with this setup before we started, and I couldn't bring it into focus because it was, the telescope is, the focal length is just too long. I need a smaller
focal length. Got it.
Yeah, I need to use my other one. It's about 700 millimeters, so it's half of that, but it's a refractor. It's the one I took the Andromeda picture with.
Okay.
It'll be a lot easier. So I'll try to get that one set up. We're supposed to have clear skies tomorrow. If I do, we can do that, Miss Sakina. No problem at all. Sorry, I can't do it right now though, because I'm just not set up for it.
I just wanted to shout out a couple people who was joining us. Sorry to miss so long, but Black Conscious Health Coach. Seen you around, quite often a little bit. What's up? Peace, family. Glad you're here. And of course, we have, our faithful crew. We got Hits in the building. What up, Hits? Yeah. Me and Anthony want to sit down and talk to you because we want to give our show a makeover soon, Hits. So holla at your girl or Anthony.
And I appreciate everybody for tuning in, everybody that's in here checking us out. Like I said, this what I love to do. This what, I love sharing it, being able to share it. I'm thankful for the engagement, especially you, Miss Juju. And
thank you.
I wanna send a shout out to the mods, Miss Lisa, Omar. Miss they be getting it in. Miss Lisa be working hard too. You know what I'm saying? So this what we shooting right now. This a better picture. But this is a galaxy that's located in the constellation of Leo. And if you look to the left of the screen, all these little deals I can't expand it, but there's a button that says annotate. And what it does is it lets you know what it is you're shooting. So at the moment, we're shooting NGC 3628, which is part of what's called Leo's triplets. These three galaxies right here, they're three interacting galaxies. Now,
they're gonna merge in a couple billion years, huh?
Yeah, most definitely. There and you can I'm gonna pull them up on Stellarium, and you can actually see the where the distortion of the galaxies is starting to happen. Ooh,
I just want to let you know that James Modesty's in the chat, grumpy old man, and he was like, "With regards to your title, the night sky only appears to move." So, did you want to address the title? Because, I did kind of, change from what you said, and I'll remind you what the title was: Learning the Night Sky and How It Moves.
It most definitely moves. Everything that we see up there is moving. There's nothing out there stationary, and we have satellites to prove it.
Whoop.
You know, if you want to know and understand the motions of the stars, just look into a satellite. You have a couple.
Because the universe is
Gaia,
constantly expanding, right? Aren't we constantly in motion anyway?
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I thought so.
But you know, well, within the expansion, that's actually the space in between massive objects. You know, like
Right on.
in between galaxy clusters, you have what they call these big voids, and they're expanding and as far out as we can see, you know. But each star, galaxy, everything out there is moving, you know. And being here on Earth, we can't tell on those objects that are far away because the line of sight is just too far. But you can tell on the things in the solar system, like the planets. You can tell the planets are moving. The moon. Matter of fact, if I remember the other night, Brother Brass was telling us about, the Jupiter and the moon and Orion, you know, kind of lining up there together. Well, if you go out and look at the moon tonight, it's in a different spot than it was 2 nights ago. You know what I'm saying? And the moon is much closer to us, you know, so we can tell that we can notice that movement. The planets, we can notice that movement. But objects that are very, very far away, light years and millions of light years away, you need a tool to be able to track the movement. You know what I'm saying? And that's what they do, you know, big NASA, the European Space Agency, you know, all these different countries. You got India is starting to get involved in the cosmos with satellites and probes and stuff. China.
Don't you get the African Space Agency?
So, you know, that's been
Japanese Space
understood
Agency.
for
They got so many stuff.
That's been understood for almost 100 years. You know, Edwin Hubble was the one who gave us that understanding that the universe is expanding and everything is moving.
Science does rock, chilling away.
So
I got another question for you.
Okay.
Go ahead and finish with your question. For that James,
no, that was it.
Just
that was it.
Always coming in here, you know what I'm saying, with his face all bunched up. Like, I don't know what happened to you. Used to be a nice, sweet old man. Now you just grumpy all the time. Just want to come and contest something. Like, dang, you gotta be like that. Anyway, I think Black Conscious Health Coach answered it, but Hit said, is there a constant speed for the expansion?
They're trying to figure it out. And that's what's leading this crisis in cosmology, you know, which we've been talking about on the
gravitational
on our show.
Gravitational wave, but with the black holes,
the supermassive black holes
being bigger
being
than the
found.
galaxies that surround them, like just making it astronomical sense.
So the expansion rate, basically, that's where Edwin Hubble comes in again. You know, it's called the Hubble constant, or the Hubble tension, and really they're trying to figure out. You know, they're trying to nail it down. We know it's real. We can see it happening, but the tools have to catch up. And James Webb is bringing a lot of clarity to that. So I'm not sure that they've actually nailed down an exact number, but we're pretty sure that it is real. It is expanding. I hope that, you know, that's the best answer I can give. I don't know of a constant. I mean, of an exact number.
Black Conscious Health put in 41.9 miles every second. Have you heard something like that? Peace, real rap. What up, fam?
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, we can look into that, but
All right.
I'm not aware, but I do appreciate that though.
Sakina got a question. She
Hmm.
says, so who tracks the other stars or what determines what gets a name and track? Interesting question.
Okay, the way it normally works, if it's a new discovery, whoever discovers it names it whatever they want. You know, that's my understanding of it. Now, when you're doing your own project, such as the Space Age African Astronomy Club catalog, we can name it whatever we want because
Yeah, buddy.
whatever,
We got agency. Ain't that right,
yeah,
Anthony?
exactly,
We
because
got
that's our work.
mm-hmm.
And it's just, to be honest with you, what we call stuff in the sky is basically what everybody agrees on. The stuff been there forever. And no one can actually say, I own Andromeda Galaxy.
Mm-hmm.
So if we want to take a picture of that and call it Sakina Ra, or
Mm-hmm.
if we want to take a picture of Sagittarius and call it Miss Juju, good juju, bad juju, whatever,
Yeah, good
we
juju,
can
bad
do that,
juju.
you
Yeah,
know,
but
because it's our work, it's our pictures. Now, what'll make it stick is for us to be able to get the rest of the world to agree with it. You know what I'm saying? That's what'll really make it official, because what we call that stuff in the sky is what somebody taught us.
right.
Period. Somebody taught me that that was the Big Dipper.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And no one can say, well, you can't call that the drinking gorge. No one can tell you that. All
Right.
they can do is just not call it the drinking gorge. Period. So that's one of my driving forces for this catalog, is to actually get the African Americans' perspective on the night sky, because everybody has their perspective planet on the night sky. Everybody do. All cultures do. All of them. So,
So, Black conscious health coach, Anthony. Um,
mm-hmm.
Black conscious health coach. My apologies. I'm assuming you're a female. You could be a male, and if I disrespect you, my apologies. But maybe clear it up for me. I can't really tell by the avatar. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But yo, we gonna light down because they talking about the cosmic microwave background, Anthony. So she says two different results for the value of the Hubble constant. Data from the cosmic microwave background. That's C and B, y'all. That's what that stands
Yeah.
for, suggests that the universe is expanding at the rate of about 41.9 miles. So that's 67.5 kilometers per second per megaparsec. See, I didn't touch all about parsecs, nah. Parsecs and light years, but maybe we'll go back through that. But yeah, go off. Oh, okay. It's a he. All right, what up, fam? Okay, cuz that's
Mm-hmm.
a he. Okay. Black conscious health coach. I got you. My bad, my bad. Yeah, I assume wrong. See how assuming can make your ass? No, let me stop. But yeah, thank you for that info though. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Appreciate that. Appreciate that.
Mm-hmm. Know about that cosmic microwave background. We see you. We
Yeah,
see
that
you, the black conscious health coach.
that's what I was saying a few weeks ago. When you well, it's actually been a couple months ago. I think it was that good guy came on,
Mm-hmm.
and I was telling them, you got to deal with the cosmic microwave background. You got to be able to deal with that before
Mm-hmm.
you get to talking about changing anything when it comes down to the date of the universe. You know, you got to deal with that. That's the first light. You know what I'm saying? So if you can't deal with that, then you're gonna have to start all over with your theory
I got
or
another
your
question for you.
hypothesis.
I got another question for you. I think I
Mm-hmm.
can answer this one. Ronald, I'm gonna say no, but let's ask the question. Let's ask the question. So, with all the technological advancements and telescopes and other ground-based sensors, will the need to send space probes to other planets be obsolete? That's for you. I say no.
No, no, you're absolutely right. Because, and Ronald, the reason why is because when you send a probe to space, you don't have to deal with the Earth's atmosphere.
Correct. Or the light.
You know, yeah, and all the stray light
Or the
that we
gravity.
produce, the artificial light that we produce.
Right.
See, and Hubble is right above, it sits right above the Earth's atmosphere. You know, it's fairly close, but Webb sits out in an area that is 1,000,000 miles away from Earth. So it's not dealing with any kind of artificial light or heat at all.
Right.
So the further away you get from the Earth, the better off you are when it comes to looking into the cosmos. And it's basically the same thing here on Earth, you know, with your telescope. If you can get to a darker area of your city, like the outskirts of town, you'll be able to see more. Even, well, you don't even need a telescope, just with your own eyes. If you go out in the country, as we say, get away from the city lights, then you can get a real good understanding of what I'm saying about versus being on Earth and out into space. So we're more successful out in space than we are here on Earth, as far as looking out into space. The Earth's atmosphere, you have to deal with it.
And I just want to remind everybody, remember, this segment is the Space Age African Astronomy Club. This is a little different from our Galaxy and Beyond with Anthony and Juju, right? This is like us doing field work or field research. You feel me?
Yeah.
You know, we got the telescope, and if you got your own telescope at home, you feel me? Anthony can assist in y'all tracking stuff, like, tracking it yourselves. Like, he's demonstrating, so you can also do this at home. Yeah, so yeah, I just want to welcome everybody to the Space Age African Astronomy Club. Welcome, everybody. Yeah. Okay.
And
I'm on my super goofy mode tonight. I'm sorry. I can't
hey,
help
that's what's up. It's all good, baby.
it.
And I appreciate everybody tuning in. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna this is basically what we'll do as far as, the astronomy club, like Miss Juju just explained. And like I say, we'll be able to see much more than actually what we're looking at now. I mean, what's on the screen right now is the galaxy within the constellation of Leo. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm gonna get more snapshots of it to give a final product. But this is basically the raw data. This is what would be referred to as raw data. And this is actually good enough to detect supernovas going off, which is my main goal. Me personally, I want to be able to photograph galaxies and catch me a supernova, because when you do that, you get to name it. You know what I'm saying? So that's something brand new, but you have to have the proof. And the only way to do that is with pictures. So
Oh, buddy.
Getting an understanding of the night sky, like I say, we'll be talking about the constellations, and, I'll continue to, keep reiterating, my methods of how I find things, but it's really easy when you have an app, like Miss Juju mentioned. Starwalk, that's a good one. Stellarium, I've used Starwalk, so I know it's pretty good. But for me, Stellarium, I switched over to Stellarium because it has more objects than Starwalk.
Okay.
And it's amazing you know, but each one of them, all you have to do is point your phone in the sky and it'll let you know what you're looking at or what you see, you know, and you can read up on these objects. So I just wanted to give y'all, you know, a little insight into my world and what excites me and, you know, where I am as far as when it comes to astronomy. You know, I read about this stuff, but to me, it's better when I can read about it and then come out and see it. You know what I'm saying? So, and bringing it to you, it's just like the whipped cream on top of the sundae. You know, the sprinkles on it. You know, the toppings that makes it perfect. You know, so I do appreciate everyone. You know, we're gonna wind this down. It's been about an hour and a half.
Night sky is good, Black Conscious Health Coach. Yeah. I got two more questions. We'll make this the last two questions then. One is the correction on Ronald's question. He was saying he was including JWST and Hubble, but he was asking about probes landing on other planets. You know, and I'll go back to the question. It said, with all the technological advancement and telescopes and other ground-based sensors, will the need to send space probes to other planets be obsolete? I still say, no, it will not be obsolete. I still say we need to go, but it's a possibility, I guess.
I mean, I don't think it'll be obsolete for, you know, the fact that understanding what we know, that what's gonna happen to the Earth in the far future, now is the time to start looking for and building the capabilities to go somewhere else if humanity is gonna survive. You know what I'm saying? And the only way to do that is to send these probes to these potential places. Now, like you said, the technology we have today, as far as we can get, is the moon or Mars. You know what I'm saying? Excuse me for a minute. Hold on.
That sounds like a spaceship. Uh-oh. Did we lose contact? Houston, we have a problem.
Yeah, that was got a new telescope being flown in. But yeah, we'll have to get an understanding of those worlds that, you know, we think are habitable. Because like I said earlier, we understand what's going to happen to our sun. Yeah, it's 5 billion years in the future, but we know what's going to happen. So if you want humanity to survive, yeah, you have to get an understanding of where you're going to go. You know, that's just my assessment on it. That's my opinion.
Okay, the last question from Gemini. Has your telescope ever caught any comet showers, Anthony?
I've gotten a comet. You know, we have a picture of the green comet. I think that was that last year we did it
Yeah, the
came
green
through.
comet, correct?
Yeah, I do have that one. Now, meteor showers, that's going to be hard for me to get. You're going to really need a wide field camera. I mean, a really wide field telescope, something with a shorter focal length, like maybe 50 to 60 millimeters, and that's going to give you a wider field view, and you can probably catch them then. But no, I hadn't caught any meteor showers. But like I said, I did catch the green comet. We have a picture of it.
Yeah, we do. I seen it, y'all. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
So I
This
don't
is
want to. Yeah, we're gonna get ready to shut this down. I'll probably come back tomorrow. I think I have clear skies tomorrow. See if we can get that moon for Miss Sakina. And but I do have some pictures of the moon. I have gotten it, but like I said, I'm gonna pull that telescope that I used to get those pictures. I'm gonna pull it back out.
Yeah, I was just gonna say this was very delightful and thank you. And I think this is cool that what you're doing is kind of mimicking the process that the professionals do. So people can really understand what it takes to get some of these images of all these astronomical objects, right? Like you just can't like snap a picture and voila, there you have. No, it's a process on how they get the images that we see. And then for some images, because of, and correct me if I'm wrong, Anthony, but because of, the type of waves that it's in, that we can't necessarily see it accurately. So sometimes you have pictures that they will have taken with certain instruments that they also will add color to emphasize certain things, but it also helps them to understand and study and test the objects that they're viewing. And I'm talking about the experts, the astrophysics or whatnot. So yeah, this is kind of a bit of a look on, how it's done. This is just this homemade, but it gets even more, in depth when the professionals got to do it. I'm just saying, because you be making me read on this stuff, Anthony.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, it's
It's
I
fun.
just I enjoy the fact that you showed the interest in it.
Hmm.
And can you see my screen?
Yes, sir. We see all them beautiful pictures.
Okay, this is for Miss Gemini. This now
Ooh, that's the green comet, y'all.
that's the green comet.
Oh, sweet.
Now my processing and could be a whole lot better. This picture was taken even before I have anything that I'm using tonight. This was a completely different setup. You see, it was
Man, we need a shirt that says Space Age African on with that. And then the green comet. Man, that's a beautiful picture.
yeah.
But go off, Anthony. I'm sorry. Finish
But
what you were
that's it
saying.
right there, Miss Gemini. That was Miss Gemini asked about the green comet,
Yes,
right?
that was Miss Gemini, the
Yeah,
goddess. She talking
yeah.
about wow. Wow.
But that's what we got. And this is a little compilation that I was putting together for the Astronomy Club.
Yeah,
There's what I've taken of the moon, Miss
gorgeous.
Sakina.
Gorgeous.
Let's see what we got.
You got to
This
get
is
the,
what we were looking at last night, Miss Juju, that M81.
yes, sir.
And like I say, it's a different telescope, so I have a shorter focal length, so I'm able to
Okay,
get M82 in there as well.
understood.
You know what I'm saying?
That's so
So
cool. Yeah, we got to get y'all
we
some Space
working.
Age African gear. That picture of the sun? That's
This the
dope.
sun. You can see a few of them little sunspots. You see them sunspots down there at the
Yes,
bottom there?
sir.
Yeah.
Okay, do you have
Got
the
one at the
ability
top.
do you have the ability to take a picture of like the corona hole, or can you see that with your equipment, or is
Yeah.
that too dangerous?
See, I took this picture with the new telescope of the sun.
Mm-hmm.
This came with the Celestron, but I was using my Canon camera, which gives me a wider field of view through that telescope. But I wouldn't be able to do this one live,
Okay.
this picture here, but I can, you know, get some like, okay, this is the eclipse that we had not too long ago.
Okay. I
Now,
remember.
just to show you how the moon moves and how quickly it moves, this took place over maybe about an hour. So you got the moon moving across the sun, the face of the sun. And for it to get from one side to the other, it took like over an hour. So this
Mm,
thing is moving. You know what I'm saying?
right.
And like I say, everything in the night sky is moving. You can tell the moon is moving because it's closer to us. Now,
Mm-hmm.
if you're looking at something that's light years away, you can't visually look at it and tell that it's moving. You're not gonna, the parallax of it is just too long. The line of sight is too long, not the parallax. I'm sorry. The line of sight is just entirely too long. But you can actually tell that it's moving. You know what I'm saying? Just through those 3 pictures. Because this was the last eclipse that we went through last year. I think it was in August? Could have been in
Yeah,
August.
something like that around
You know
there.
what
It
I'm
was last
saying?
year, not too far,
Yeah.
not even a year ago. It was a couple
So
happened last year that was pretty awesome though, as far as, a space activity, so to speak, with it, however you want to call it. You feel me?
yeah, yeah. So
Yeah, but
that's what
that's
I know
beautiful.
y'all have seen these pictures before, more than likely. If you hadn't, here they go again. Some of my latest work. You know, this is an open star cluster. That's what that is.
So I
Then
will
you
say,
got
if any of you all are here today, because I see faces we don't always see, and I like that, right? Because I feel like I'm serious. But I'm gonna leave y'all the email if y'all interested in joining the Discord. And we have more access to the Space Age African Astronomy Club. Because all these pictures, those who are involved, we've seen them. So if y'all want to get in, here is the email. Just email us. And if your name doesn't reflect in your YouTube profile, give us your name and your YouTube profile so we can match it up or whatnot. But you know what I'm saying? Go ahead and join that Discord with us because we get it in not only about space, but anything scientific and historical and factual information. We not doing none of that extra stuff. No rah-rah. It ain't no echo chamber. You feel me? We not anti-religious, anti-nothing. We just people who want to learn the best that we possibly can for the betterment of our children. That's what it's for. So yeah, that's what I gotta say. But you can say the final words, Anthony, and you feel me? We'll be back.
I do appreciate it. I do appreciate everyone coming through, hanging out with me. Well, with us, I'm sorry. Me and Miss Juju here. Space Age African Astronomy Club, we're official now. We moving. We're gonna start out, like I say, by learning the night sky. And then we're gonna get to a point to where we can actually do some research.
Yeah.
So like I said, for me, my goal is to find a supernova.
That would be awesome. Yeah,
If
buddy.
anyone else has any kind of goals that it comes to when it comes down to astronomy, hey, let's put it out there and let's work on it. And because we have equipment to be able to do that. You know what I'm saying? And I encourage everyone, if you can, get you a telescope. And I think what I'll do tomorrow is we'll concentrate on shopping for telescopes.
All right.
On tomorrow. If you ain't got nothing to do, I don't want to interrupt any shows or anything. And, we will still be doing our show on Wednesdays. This is 2 separate things.
Two separate things.
This here is contingent on the weather. So whenever I got good weather and I'm able to pull my equipment out, I want y'all to be there with me. But this will not affect the Wednesday show. Like I said, and might even do it after we do our Wednesday show. If the sky is clear and y'all up for it, let's get it in.
So, I want to address one more thing before we go though. This is the last question finally, but I think we give a quick answer and then we out of here. So indigenous African, thank you for being here, by the way. I find this very interesting, so I kind of want to know what you think. I know what I think, Anthony. So he says, has the 21st century produced what you guys thought it would come with? I mean, so far. And I'm assuming he means technological advancement. And then the second part of that is, what's your sentiment on, are we behind, on track or ahead of where we supposed to be in the 21st century? Now, indigenous African, if you're talking about African Americans or African, continental Africans or Africans in the diaspora, I would have to say that we're behind, but we are actively engaged. So, there's this thing that I hate the most, and it's people always screaming white man science. So, I urge everyone to learn about 10 scientists who are living and working, like all of us, different ones, so we can refute this this misnomer about white man's science. That's my answer. But of course, the behind part is because of colonialism, right? And how, the continent of Africa and all those countries, with Civil War, with colonialism, all types of stuff like Africa as a continent hasn't had a chance to develop and get to where I think it should be. You feel me? For many different reasons, but it has the opportunity now, and it's a new dawn. And I feel like it's coming, our time is coming, right? Because in spite of, the Africa Mayafa and all the colonialism, we still pushing through. You feel what I'm saying? So, but as far as like humanity, like I don't know. I don't know if I can answer that question. I guess
Well,
we are where we supposed to be, right? We where we
well,
supposed to be right now.
it's as far as that question goes, dealing with, on the, I would say on the personal level, I think you did a good job. I'm gonna tackle the humanity side of it.
Mm-hmm.
At humanity itself, I say we're very far behind. And the reason why I say that is because, well, the main reason why I say that is because we're still dependent on fossil fuels. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, we understand the energy that the sun creates, and
Mm-hmm.
we understand how to harness that energy, with solar panels and all this stuff. If we were to put the resources into getting a better understanding of solar energy, wind energy, water energy, using water as a source of energy, all these natural
Thermal,
sources.
and not hydro or hydro energy or hydro.
Yeah,
Uh-uh.
if
Thermal, nuclear. Oh, what is
the resources that we put into oil rigs and drilling for oil and all that kind of stuff, if we put those resources into using solar energy and natural means like the wind I forgot what they call them, but they're all over Kansas. These big windmills and water energy, using like dams and stuff like that. We'll be much better off. But we're still hung up on fossil fuels because capitalism drives humanity now. You know what I'm saying? And getting rich is more important.
yeah,
So
capitalist global society. Mm.
I mean, electric cars have been around since the '80s, but
Mhm.
it was the oil companies that killed them. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's where I stand with. I say humanity. We as for humanity as a whole, no, we are behind because we're still using fossil fuels.
Mm.
So, but with that, I want to go ahead and end this because I got Miss. Hey, it's late. It's time to shut it down. I don't want to hold everybody up, keep
It's all
y'all up
good.
all night.
Good night. Love all
Hey,
y'all. Black African power.
y'all join that Discord. See about getting in that Discord, man. It goes down in there. We gets it in the Discord. So,
Yeah, buddy. All right. Good night, Miss
but
Tiffany. Kill it.
yeah, you can.
Cue the music. Na, 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 na,
Peace,
na,
everybody.
na, na, na,
Peace. Appreciate you.
na. La, 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 la. La, 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 la. La, 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 la. Cue the music. Cue. We still live.
I don't know.
Cue the music.
Miss Tiffany went to sleep on.
Cue the music, Miss Tiffany. Cue the music.
Okay, I'm just gonna drop out, Miss Juju.
All
I'll
right,
catch
that's
up
right. You
with you on the
could.
rebound, baby. I appreciate you though, Miss Juju. I really do.
Thank you. You too, sir.
All right. Have a good one.
Good night. La 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 la. I'm just gonna sing for y'all. La 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 la
la la la la la la la la la la la la la la la la da 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 da